Okay, we're gonna start with boiling our noodles. Okay, what I like to do is once I get them boiled and they get kind of tender, I just turn it off and let them continue to soak in that hot water so that I don't overcook them. So you'll be able to like stir to kind of see how tender they are. You don't want them soft. You want them a nice firm cooked macaroni because they're gonna go back in the oven once you mix everything together. But you definitely want them done. I tried to do them like a little less tender once upon a time, and they were a little too firm for my liking. So you want them done. Next, I moved my macaroni noodles to a big mixing bowl where I added in a half a stick of butter, and I used Land O'Lakes or Walmart brand. I think I used a half a stick of the Walmart brand, great value, real butter, not margarine, real butter that I had left over. But this is what I'll be using moving forward because I'm out of that particular brand. So this is the brand that I have left. You're also going to take this, which is Francesco's Parmesan and Asiago and Romano. So yeah, there's 3 different cheeses in there. Or if you just got some kind of Parmesan, excuse my nails, and put this in, and you're going to mix it up. And as you can see, I have cracked black pepper all through here. The key to making good oven-baked macaroni and cheese, and everybody got a million recipes, and I'm so sure that they're all good. I actually developed my own recipe to my own liking based on what I knew and what I learned from other people. So do the same. Watch this, take what you want, leave out what you don't. And I mixed all that up. So I got my cheeses, my black pepper. It can be regular black pepper or cracked black pepper like I use because I love pepper, and butter, and I mix it all together. And this is, the butter is so, well, one is good at flavor, but it's also so your pasta does not stick together. So if you don't have butter, you can use a nice oil, whether it's I would recommend either light tasting olive oil or just regular canola and vegetable oil. Okay, next I use this, and let me tell you something. I am a cabinet cook. Yes, I can make me a roux. Yes, I know how to just mix cheese whatever, and that's great and dandy. I find that I actually like the way this tastes. It just is a little more unique, and people are adding like paprika and all this stuff to make it orange when this makes it orange. I looked at the ingredients inside of it, and it's just whey and cheese and probably a few preservatives. That's the only thing that's actually in it. You know, it's got salt and all this other stuff in there, but just the fact it has preservatives in it, that's the only thing that kind of makes it, you know, a cheese byproduct. Because whey is just the stuff that's remaining after meat has been drained. It's like the milk water, if that makes sense. So you can do what I do, and I put 2 bags of this, just depending on how much pasta you want and how orangey you want it to be. But if you don't want to do that, people, this is what you do. You start with the roux, and you're gonna make it, it's kind of like making gravy. You start with butter, then you're gonna like fry some flour up in the butter, but don't do it until it get brown. Let it stay white. Then you're gonna add all that milk and stuff, and then as it get thick, you're gonna start to add some orange cheese up in that guy and your little flavorings and all that stuff, and make a nice gooey cheesy roux, and then you pour that in. So it's up to you, but we making good homemade quick, not too quick, but quick mac and cheese. So I added 2 bags of my Velveeta sauce, and no, I didn't take it out of the actual Velveeta packet with the pasta. This is on its own. It comes with 3 pouches in here. Some people will use the block. I don't like the block. I feel like the block is weird. It tastes like plastic cheese, so I always go for the already pouch sauce. Okay, voila. The key to good oven baked mac and cheese, and I'm gonna say this again, is to have good stovetop mac and cheese. If your mac and cheese tastes good just like it is before you start stacking and putting all the other stuff in there, it's gonna be good. You know, don't quote me on that, but that's from my experience. It's gonna be good. And yes, I make it, and I can make it several different ways. Honestly, this is my first time mixing in the Asiago Parmesan Romano, but again, I'm a cabinet cook, so I base everything I do on flavors and what I feel like tastes good. Okay, there we go. And what I feel like tastes good. So far we are looking good. We got our butter in here. We got the 3 cheeses. We got pepper. We got the cheese sauce. And yeah. So now I'm gonna let this chill and cool while I go ahead and oil my pan. I got this ginormous pan that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna oil it up with some olive oil. Please don't use extra virgin olive oil. The greener the oil, the stronger the flavor if you're going to use olive oil. Avocado oil, from my experience, does not have a flavor at all. Coconut oil may be a little bit too slippery. It won't stay with the food. It will separate and turn into like an oily soup. So avoid using coconut oil, and you can spray your pan. I'm going to just let you know, I'm a Southern cook. If you spray your pan with this stuff for this particular dish, now if you're at home with your family, it's cool, but I'm taking this to work. When you, the best thing to do is actually to butter this pan. Use butter. More flavor, more better. But if you just happen to use like a cooking spray, it's not going to be as fattening and unhealthy tasting as we in the South like to have our food. So just use butter to grease your pan. If you don't have butter, use vegetable or canola oil to grease your pan. Okay, so I have melted some butter. I'm gonna pour this in here and move it around, get my whole pan covered in butter. Okay, this is my buttered pan. It's ready to go. So my first layer is gonna be cheese, not pasta. I just put cheese at the bottom. Now for my cheese mixture. I have Monterey Jack, which is the white cheese. It's some more blender cheese. Queso cheese. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, quesadilla type cheese. And oh my god, it's just the best cheese ever. And sharp cheddar. Normally I use mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, and mozzarella. Pick whatever 3 cheeses speak to you the most and blend it well and taste it. Just taste how all 3 taste together, because it's whatever makes you happy, honey. We all like something different. I'm one of those cooks. If I tell you how to do something, I'm gonna always tell you put your own personality and swag on it. You can completely change the recipe if that's what you want to do to critique yourself. This is just me, but I tasted all 3 of these blends together and they were bomb. So I'm gonna start layering. So this is layer number 1. I got my cheese blend on top of my buttered pan. And again, this actually turned out to be 4 cheeses: mozzarella, provolone, queso, and sharp cheddar. Next, I took my macaroni cheese and I'm going to start to layer it on top of this. So I'm going to finish up this layer, and then we'll do a second and a third. Well, a second layer. I only do 2 layers. 3 is just too much. And for me it is. So I'm going to finish this whole layer and I'll show you that. And then I'll put more cheese on top of that and show you that. So far we got cheese, mac, cheese, mac. Now we're going to put on the 3rd layer of cheese, which is the top layer. And y'all, I told a fib earlier. It is queso, sharp mozzarella. I'm messing up again. Okay, queso, sharp cheddar cheese, and this is mozzarella and provolone with sharp cheddar cheese and queso. So what I did was I was getting low on the other cheeses. I'm not going to add any more queso. The queso is absolutely delicious, but I normally use mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, and mozzarella. So since this is mozzarella and provolone, I just mixed it with the remainder and mixed some more sharp cheddar. I didn't add any more queso. So it may or may not be some in there, but for my top layer, I wanted to get nice and orangey, get that nice crust on there. After I put this on top, I'm going to wrap this, and it's going in the refrigerator. I am going to add my mixture to go in there to give it that nice casserole type feel, but I'm not going to do that tonight because I don't want my pasta to get soggy. So when I wake up in a couple of hours, and it's time to put this in the oven, I'm going to show you guys the mixture that I put in there. And it's going to be a mixture of either you can use heavy whipping cream, half and half, or you can use whole milk. If you use the heavy whipping cream, or especially the half and half, the milk mixture can be a little sweeter, but it should be fine. It should taste just fine. I've used heavy whipping cream and I've used whole milk. I haven't used half and half, but I did buy some because everybody snatched up the heavy whipping cream, apparently, for mac and cheese. So like I said, it may have a more sweeter taste to the heavy whipping cream or the half and half, but it should be fine. And I'll show you how to mix that up. You can use egg in it, and I have before, and it works perfectly fine with 1 or 2 eggs, depending on how much mac and cheese you got. This is 2 boxes worth of, this is a lot of mac and cheese, y'all. This is 2 boxes worth of pasta. So I am, where was I going with that? I have developed a recipe with, like I said, I never cooked nothing the same twice, but this is gonna be really bomb. You just follow the map. You know, you might make a couple of stops at different restaurants every time you go, but follow the map. You're gonna still get there. So but what I do like a little mixture with a bouillon, some bouillon cubes and paprika, whatever I'm gonna put in there to make my milk or heavy whipping cream kind of orangey. And then I am going to show you how to fill it and where to stop. Okay, and you're gonna bake it out. But I no longer use egg. I learned that once you put your milk and stuff in there, you don't have to use an egg. Okay, and if you use like a roux inside of your pasta, I don't think people that make a roux for their pasta use egg either. So you don't have to necessarily use an egg. And my daughter, who hates oven baked mac and cheese, she actually likes the way I make it now. And my other 2 daughters absolutely love oven baked mac and cheese, but I got one she doesn't like when it gets firm. So she's just over the whole casserole scene with it, but she likes mine. So all right, y'all, and she is full to the brim. So in the morning when I add my milk or heavy whipping cream mixture, I'm going to finish it off with some parsley on top, wrap it, put that bad boy in the oven for like 30 minutes, let it do what it do, take the foil off, and then let it brown up real nice and pretty. And then you're going to let it rest so that it can kind of solidify, like come together. It's not supposed to solidify. It should be definitely creamy and warm and, you know, kind of falling apart, but not soupy, not completely falling apart. You should be able to cut it and pick it up. Okay, so this is what I'm using. I have black pepper, chicken bouillon cubes, onion powder, not anything with salt in it, and paprika. And I'm gonna mix that up inside my whole milk. Okay, you see that? That's 1 bouillon cube. Just paprika, I eyeballed it. Black pepper, I eyeballed it, so it's to your liking. And the onion powder, less than ½ teaspoon. And this is about maybe 3. I think this is a 4-cup measuring cup, so maybe 3½ to 4 cups of milk. Okay, so you're just gonna mix this up. And you see how it's a nice, pretty, light orange color. So our pasta is already orange because we did the mixture before we layered everything. And now we got this orange milk mixture to put in there. And it's really good. It's 2. I added a 2nd bouillon cube to this amount of milk. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I just got off of work at like 12 or 1 or whatever. So, no, I got off work. I got home like 1 a.m. So, I'm here now. But when I say I'm tired. Okay. So, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. But you're going to get that orangey thing. And now we're going to pour it inside our layered macaroni and cheese. So, this is a little trick I learned from somebody's channel on YouTube. But you take, you make a hole in the middle of your mac and cheese, right? And then you're gonna take your liquid. I'm trying to hold my camera, y'all, so don't judge me. Hold on. And the green grass grows all around, just joking. So honestly, if I wasn't holding this phone, I would be like right up on this, but I'm gonna try to show y'all. So you're gonna keep filling it up, and you're gonna fill up this hole until you see milk come to the edges. So just take your time, do it slowly, just in the hole, right? And you just keep going and going and going. And this was almost exactly what we need. And honestly, now this is my personal pan for home, so it is half the size. Oh shoot, did I go too far? It's half the size of the one I'm taking to work. So yeah, you don't want it to come up this high. Like I got mine. Dang it. I didn't mean to do it at how I was trying to talk to y'all. But it's okay. Cause this one is gonna be at home. And it's good because I like the white stuff that's inside of the macaroni casserole. We're gonna put this in the oven, but I'm also gonna show y'all how to do it the right way tomorrow. This is just the one I'm gonna go ahead and bake off for tonight so I can show you the consistency of everything when it's done. Okay, y'all, look at this mac and cheese. So I baked it for this ginormous pan for work about an hour and a half, and then I took the foil off and let it brown on top. Okay, now honestly, I wanted to get a picture of the first like spoonful out of the pan, but I didn't get a chance to. Everybody dived in. It was a hit by the grace of God. Some people caught a little happy feet behind it, but look at that texture. Look at that milk, how it curdled up in there real nice. And this is the pan. This is literally what was left, and it's not even late. But hopefully this was helpful. If you want to try it step by step to get exactly the results I got, please do. It turned out to be really, really good. Love you guys. Bye.